All right, all right, all right. We're gonna do a session today, and we're gonna do sessions Sunday and Wednesday night, and we're gonna keep these sessions down to an hour. We've been doing the sessions for a couple weeks now, and they're very popular. But we can't be going 3 hours anymore. It's just too much time for everybody. So we're gonna do it twice a week, and we're going to do them for like hour tops. And we're going to respect everybody's time. We're going to try to get in as many stocks as we can. Today we already have some pre-planned ones, and then we'll go over some requests if we have time. So uh, let me see if I have everybody in here. All right. So let's see here. I'm gonna give it one more minute, and then I'll start. Netflix. All right. Any before we start, does anybody have any stocks that we went over in the live session that they did make some money on? The next course is gonna actually, I'm announcing the next course tonight, and we're taking signups this week for April going into May class. So yeah, we're gonna be announcing that later on tonight, and then we're gonna move on to that. But anybody want to share about any stocks that they made money on that were in the live session this past couple weeks?
Baba.
Baba, you made some money on Baba?
Definitely.
Definitely. Nice, nice. Yeah, Baba was a banger. It rock and rolled. We'll go over Baba today. Apple, yeah, Apple. We went over Apple like we have right here on this chart. Anybody remember our target? 133.
133.
133 exactly, right? That was our target. We sold right at that gap fill at 133. And what was the high on Friday? 133.04. So did we hit that on the money? I think we did. We hit that on the money, sold that Friday, and then kind of gapped down and put in a bearish Harami. So today we got a bearish Harami on Apple after the gap fill. So now what we have to look at is if we move up, right? We go up above 133, then we can remain bullish, right? If we go up, we could remain bullish to 137 target. Now, if this bearish Harami is confirmed tomorrow to the downside and it closes below this low at let's see, this low is 130.63. So bearish below that 133, but it has to close on the daily, right? So just do that pink. So bearish below that 130.63, because that's when you confirm the bearish Harami, and then we could drop down and possibly fill this gap at 127 and find the support at 127.60. And if we do come back down to this 127.60, this is where you want to have your buys. This is your buy zone. So your buy zone is at that 127.60 if we break that 130.63. So if we break that 130.63, we're going to head towards that 127.60, and that's going to be our buy zone. And then that's going to set up a potential cup and handle. So this here will be our cup, and then here consolidation will be our handle, and then we could potentially continue on to that 137 and 140 and beyond. So that is what we're looking at Apple. Okay. Now we already have the crossover. We already have the above the 50. Stochastics are looking good. Momentum is looking good. We got good volume. We had really good volume Friday, but nothing too crazy. So we do have an uptrend, right? The uptrend is still intact. So let's extend this uptrend. Okay, we got that uptrend here. Do we have a channel yet? Possibly a channel, but too early to tell. So I'm gonna actually undo that, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen tomorrow. So right now on Apple, what is it? It is a chill. We're just hanging tight. We're not doing anything on Apple right now. We're not buying it. We're not selling it. We're gonna have to wait until what this candle confirms. So if this candle confirms down 130, if it closes below 130.63 tomorrow, then it's going to come down to this 127.60 and then potentially set up a bull flag, right? Now, if it doesn't and it continues up above 133 and it holds at 133, then what are we going to do? We're going to potentially buy it to that 137. So those are two directions right there. We got an upside of 137 above that 133 if it holds at 133. And then we have a downside to 127.60. Let's go into a hourly chart and see what is going on here. So hourly chart is telling us what? Anybody have let's see here. Anybody have an eye for what's going on right here?
Divergence.
Bearish divergence, exactly. So we have a bearish divergence at that 133 area. So that was a good target to sell at. So hopefully you sold at that gap fill. That was our target. That's what we were mentioning last week. That's what we were mentioning the week before that. 133 has been our target. We hit that 133 and sold. We got that bearish divergence. Now we have a potential pullback. If we do break this low here, if we break this low here at 129.30, if we break that low there, then we're definitely coming to 127.60. Okay, now when we do come to that 127.60, we could possibly go to that tomorrow, right? That could potentially break down tomorrow. But if it does break down there tomorrow, then that's a potential strong buy. Why is that a potential strong buy? Because that is potentially going to be hitting the uptrend. We go to the 4-hour chart to see it better. So here's that uptrend. If we do break down here and then hit that 127 support, reverse it on that uptrend line, that's potentially going to be setting up for a bull flag, and then we're going to be setting up to push higher. But our target is going to be 127.60. So what are we going to do? We're going to create alert with the drawing. And we're going to be crosses below, bullish on Apple here. So we create alert here. So create alert here. Make sure that it holds there at that 127.60 and that uptrend. It does that, then we're going to be bullish. But from what I see on the 4-hour chart, it looks like it might be down for a day or two. It looks like it's a little tired. There's a bearish divergence on the 4-hour chart as well. Hourly chart, definitely. 30-minute chart, definitely. So Apple, so far, we're not in it and we're not long it. We're not short it yet, but potentially could be short it for short term until we're at that 127.60. Okay. Let's see. Going back to the daily, we have a gap fill at that 27.60. We do have a gap fill at this 120 area, but this was a morning star reversal. Morning star reversals technically doesn't have to get gap filled because it is a chart pattern. It is a pattern that is reversal pattern. So that's actually could be good, okay, because that could stay. I don't think it's going to come all the way down to 121. The trend is up. So what are we doing? We're making higher, 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 high. All we have to do now is make a higher low. Once we make a higher low, which is going to possibly be this 127.60, then it's going to reverse possibly, because what else is there? We have that 127.60, and then we have a 100-day moving average and a 50-day moving average. Those are 2 areas or 3 areas of strong support. Daily support and 2 moving average support. Those are very strong supports. Those are potentially going to hold, reverse, and then build that flag, and then potentially go up towards 145s. All right. All right, so that's enough about Apple. Apple game plan is below 138.60 is bearish, above 133.20 is bullish, and that's Apple. All right, so let's go into a couple other ones here. So we talked about DDOJ, and we potentially said this could be an inverse head and shoulders play. Right now, it's trying to break out of that 90. Actually, it is above that breakout, but the volume is kind of low. It's not as strong, but they do have a squeeze firing, and RSI looks good. So going into the 4-hour chart, we could see that the uptrend is strong. We had an ascending triangle, and it broke out of that ascending triangle with a bullish TTM squeeze firing up. I would like to see the RSI a little higher, and I would like to see us above 90, possibly 92, to be a little bit more bullish on this. But so far, it's looking okay. It's ascending triangle, fire it up, but the ascending triangle, let's see, ascending triangle here, here. So potentially this ascending triangle is telling us that we could go to 97. So 97 on this one is a possibility. Okay. So that one looks good. I'm going to maintain bullishness above 90. And then that would be going to our moving average at the 50 or the 200, which is at 94. But our target was what? 97, right? That's what I said earlier about 2 seconds ago. 97 is where? The 100-day moving average. So that 100-day moving average is our target for this potential move of the ascending triangle break up to the top. So we're looking at that. We're going to watch that. So DDOG looks good. Possible bullish above 90. So if you want to get in, you could get in, and stop loss is 90. Below 90, I'm going to be bearish to 84. Above 90, I'm going to be bullish to 97, 99 area. But most biggest target there is going to be 97. Okay. All right. So let's go into AMD. So AMD, we told you guys to buy here. It hit these it hit this uptrend, downtrend right here, and the 50-day, and it put in 2 reversal candles here. So this reversed, sold off hard today, gap filled here, gap filled that, and then 78.33 held, and this uptrend held as well. So I'm bullish into AMD into tomorrow. And I potentially see it going back to 80 at least to test it, possibly getting back over this 20-day, going into the 4-hour chart. Let's see here. 4-hour chart, we could see that the stochastics, let's see here, stochastics on the 4-hour chart is telling us that we're going to potentially bottom. Let's see. The 1-hour chart, on the stochastics, potentially that's saying it's a bottom. RSI telling us that nothing, pretty much telling us that it is a little oversold. That's about it. BMI telling us that the trend is still in the seller's control, but the TTM squeeze is telling us that the sellers are getting tired. So there's a lot of buy volume at the end of the day on this reversal candle right at that support of 78, at that 78.33 area. So that 78.33 area, we had a nice reversal candle and confirmation. So here is a potential uptrend forming on a lower time frame. So can we get back to that 80 area? Potentially. But if we're going to continue down, I think we could at least get back to 79.60. 79.60, maybe a little bit more. But I think that I don't think that we're going to continue down. We did have a large amount of selling today, but possibly what we could do is gap up, form a bullish harami, and potentially set up to push up again towards our initial targets of this gap fill, and then potentially come back here to 84 and then bounce up and then continue higher. So so that's what we see on AMD. All right, let's go from AMD. Let's go to BA. So BA, we are in this long-term bullish channel, and we're also in a bullish channel inside the bullish channel. Okay, so the bullish channel inside the bullish channel, and today was the day to get long BA, at least in this bullish channel point of view, because it held the uptrend, the channel, and it held the previous breakout here at that 249. So it held that, and it put in a large reversal candle with a large bottom tail. Large bottom tail we like. Momentum is building a squeeze, and DMI crossover on the red, but if we have a green day tomorrow, those will switch back over. We got RSI, can still go back to the 50, but could also make a higher low now. And then stochastics are pretty much telling us nothing. So I would have liked to see a little bit more volume on today's bottoming tail candle, but we didn't. But I still like that it's right at that trend line. So if it does have a nice big day tomorrow, we're going to be watching this downtrend to break. So this downtrend here should break. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. So here, this downtrend, we're going to be watching that downtrend for a break up. If we break up, then we should have a nice big day on BA. I think I did see a divergence on BA's lower time frame. Let me see if it's on the 4-hour. No, nothing on the 4-hour on the RSI. Let me see on the stochastics. Stochastic potential bottoming. Okay. See on the 1-hour. On the 1-hour, we do have a bullish divergence on the 1-hour, which is exactly what we were looking at earlier today when we were adding to BA. So we have a bullish divergence on the 1-hour, and we have a potential bottoming on the stochastics on the 4-hour. Let me see here. All right, bullish divergence on the 4-hour stochastics, and the DMI is telling us that buyers are coming back into control. So BA was a time to buy today. I think it was a time to buy. I bought more. Hopefully you guys got some more BA as well. I think BA can potentially push up, go back up, and head towards that 260, and then after it gets above that 260, go to that 280 and possibly 300 and 315. That's what we're looking for. I think on the 15-minute, yeah, we had a. Did we have? No, we didn't have that on the 15-minute. 30 minutes. No, just the hourly. Hourly bullish divergence. Is that enough? Yeah, I think that's enough. All right, so BA covering that. All right, let's see here. BA. Okay, going to BABA. So BABA here, we told you about the bullish divergence that we had on BABA as the stock was going flat, basing, and we had that bullish divergence, and stochastics looks good. We had a squeeze on the daily, which it fired, and we had monster volume today. Monster volume today on BABA. So let's grab this and pull it down. So BABA monster volume, one of the largest volumes it had in a long time. It closed above the 50, which is solid, and it is going to test this downtrend. So what's going to happen to BABA once it tests this downtrend? It's going to test this 100-day moving average and this downtrend at the same time, because that's where our first target is, that 249. So that 249 area, which we could possibly do that tomorrow or the next day. Now we're going to test that, and if we reject it, we're going to come back down to 240 possibly, consolidate, and then head higher. Now looking at the, let's go to 4 hour first. Looking at the 4 hour, we're getting close to that 249 and that downtrend. So we can definitely, let's see, that inverse is already above that inverse. So we could test that 249.60 and then potentially pull back, but I think it's going to pull back and then set up again and then pull bull flag and then fire up and continue to push towards that 260 and more. So that looks good. Let's go to the 1 hour. So we had bull flag fired and then another bull flag and then fired, and now we're forming another bull flag. So that bull flag is potentially going to fire to that 249. That 249 is going to be that test of that downtrend. So we might gap up towards that area. That could be a potential sell for short-term options, but we're going to still maintain our long on BABA. Why? Because BABA potentially is going to go towards that 337 area, where that W pattern, that massive W pattern, is we're potentially going, where we called it out at 225, that long-term uptrend, right, with that bullish divergence, potentially going to break this downtrend, and if it does, we could just keep ripping and ripping towards 300 and head to that 337. Looking at the weekly chart, we had a double reversal. We had a double reversal pattern on the weekly. Now, anybody who's taken my class knows a double reversal pattern is very strong. Double reversal pattern, and now we're getting confirmation. So this week's candle, as long as it closes above this candle, it's going to be confirmation of this double reversal pattern, and that's going to be very strong, telling us no more buyers are in the area. And this weekly W pattern can push us all the way to 333. That 337 area can be hit here, and that could be over. That could happen possibly by August, right? So August is our time frame to be in the 300s. Possibly going to be there sooner, but 337 area, that is where we're actually anticipating BABA to be. Okay, so BABA August by 300. That's I think that could definitely happen. Definitely happen. All right, so we did BABA. Let's see here. I wanted to go over GM. GM looks good. So GM, we extend that to the right here. So here we have a strong base. We have a strong base on GM here. We have an uptrend here. We have an uptrend here. And we're going to consolidate a little bit. We could gap fill here and then touch that 20-day. Gap fill here real quick. But we have a potential cup and handle right here on GM. And so we can come back here to this uptrend, gap fill, reverse, and then come back up and then set up for this cup and handle and then push high. Why do I say that? Well, look at the sell volume. Sell volume is tiny. the sell volume is minimal. So we have these sell days, sell days, sell days, but the sell volume is little and the buy volume is hard. It's big. So what do I see? I do see a little divergence here on the daily, but I would like to see more sell volume if we're going to be coming back down to test the previous channel. Now, this cup and handle is still valid as long as this 20-day holds. And I want to say that 58 area, that 58 area is going to be a hold, and then potentially set up to push towards 65 and 69. So there's that. Let me see. Netflix. Let's go into Netflix. So Netflix is in this long consolidation. Okay, this long consolidation, this box consolidation. So it's not out of the consolidation yet. It is out of this downtrend channel. So that downtrend channel is out. We do have a little W pattern on here, but we also have a potential cup and handle that is forming. So if we do push up, then our W pattern's target is going to be that 567.45. Now, if we do hit that, we could potentially pull back and form the larger cup and handle. We do have earnings coming up, so we could consolidate to that or sell off before that to form that W pattern. And then if that happens, then we could potentially set up to push to that 582 area and pass through that 595 area. Now, that last time that I called that 595 top area, we got to 593. I think on the yep, 593.29. So we almost got to that 595 target, but it was short about $1.70. But we did get that area pretty well, and it consolidated here, and it's just been consolidating for a little while. And so now what we're looking at is if we can do that W pattern completion, then we go to that 567.45 and then pull back before earnings. If not, then everything looks good. Stochastics looks good, RSI looks good, DMI looks good, squeeze firing up looks good, but the movement is just it's kind of minimal. We want to see big candles on this, big candles. So we see some consolidation. 582 is a possibility for Netflix, but we're anticipating that we're gonna get some hard resistance right there at that 567.45. But if we do break through that, then we can go higher to that 582. So that 582 is going to be a nice target to sell. At that 567, you're going to want to take some profits there if you're long it, because it has potential to have difficulties there. All right. So after Netflix, we go into DocuSign. So DocuSign here. I mentioned to you guys at that 203 area that it was a strong buy. DocuSign, we had that downtrend broke, and we have a squeeze forming. We have potentially a DMI green is trying to come over and cross over, and the RSI just crossed over 50, which is strong, and that's bullish. And the stochastics, those are over 80, which is telling us, hey, it's a good buy. It's a good possibility. Okay, so our targets on DocuSign are going to be this consolidation area. Well, first is going to be the moving average, obviously. So moving averages are going to be the first targets, and then after that, we're going to go to 239 and 265, which is going to go over DocuSign. Let's see here. So you guys want to go over Tesla here as well. So let's go over Tesla really quick. So Tesla here, We still had that potential W pattern. We had that downtrend that it broke out of. And then we had the uptrend here that we broke out of and forming a bull flag. So that downtrend did break. The downtrend broke here today. And we did have a nice move with some good volume. Let me zoom out of this here. Okay, we did have decent volume, but we need above average volume. We do have a crossover with DMI, which is a good thing. So we have a crossover there. Stochastics look good. RSI looks good. All of that looks good. All that looks good. Bull flag looks good. But what we need to do is we need to break above this 50-day moving average. Once we break above that 50-day moving average and we break above that 717.85, once we get that over, because we do our firing a squeeze, we have a potential to go to that 766 and 777. So those are going to be our targets if we could get above that 50-day and that 717.85. We do have earnings coming up, 426. So that's towards the end of the month. So if we do pop and head higher, then we have a potential to head to these targets. But I would be a seller in those areas because, well, actually, where did we say we wanted to sell at? We said we wanted to sell, here we go, that 830, 850 area was our potential sell zone. Or that was our potential pullback. So we could have something that like kind of rips us over towards this before earnings. And if we get something that rips us towards that before earnings, then it's a sell into earnings. Well, it could be a pop into earnings as well, but the safest bet would be a sell into earnings. Now, if we're not close to there by earnings, then I would definitely be long earnings because we're going to potentially go here. So we have this gap fill area at 777, and then we have that pullback zone at that 850, 860 area. So the 850, 860 area, which is this consolidation here, is going to be our sell zone. Okay. So let's see here. All right. So I got over that. All right. So let's go into Neo. So Neo here. So we had a 3580 was a strong support area. We held that and then popped, made this initial W pattern, and then came here and then rejected that 20-day, came down. Now we lost that support here at 3850. We had a nice reversal here, but it didn't confirm. And then let's go to a lower time frame here. I still like Neo. Why? Because Neo had this downtrend. It broke out of the downtrend, came back, lost that support, but it kept holding the previous downtrend. Okay, now this previous downtrend is holding as good support. Okay, let me look at this here. Let's see here. All right, once that downtrend is broken, I think Neo's gonna fly. Neo could fly. Stochastics telling us that we have a potential bottom at the 1 hour chart. So let's see here. Stochastics on the 1 hour telling us that there's a potential bottom on the 1 hour, and we have a bullish divergence on the 1 hour chart. We have a potential bullish divergence on the 1 hour chart, and I would show you what that looks like. So here we have a stock who is going down, potentially low, low, lower low. And here we have a low, a higher low, and a higher low. So here's going down, here's going up. So here we on stochastic telling us that there's a potential bottom as well. So here I'm bullish into this into tomorrow. Neo should be popping towards that 3850 and possibly that 39 area and forming a forming a potential. I want to say, could it be an inverse? Yeah, it could be an inverse head and shoulders. Could be an inverse head and shoulders. If this pops back to 39 and then sells off back down, that could be a potential inverse head and shoulders. But the DMI red is telling us crossover is happening, so trend change could be possible. The RSI is telling us, hey, we're having a bullish divergence. Relative strength is continuing to get stronger, while the stock is getting weaker. So stochastics are telling us as well, hey, there's a potential bottom going on. So here, what we're looking for is a pop over 38.30. So 38.30, a pop over that is going to confirm that we're uptrending now. So uptrending above that 38.30. So that one looks good for tomorrow and into the week. I like it still. Okay. Now, okay, that was all the stocks that I wanted to go over. Let me see here. Let me see here. Here. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, actually, there's one more stock I wanted to go over. Sorry. Let me just check it out here. Yep. Okay. So IBM. So IBM here. So IBM broke that downtrend, major downtrend. Okay. We are consolidating in a nice bull flag. Nice bull flag. Okay. Consolidating, nice bull flag. RSI is pulling back, but there's no bearish divergence. There is a little worrisome on the DMI, but we've been holding that 133.70 like a champ. It's just been consolidating. So once that 20-day comes up, when the moving averages start to catch up, because this stock has been on a rager, once that 20-day comes up and the moving average come up a little bit, I think we could see this one potentially pop up higher. Let's go to the weekly chart. So weekly chart, definitely forming a bull flag. So nice bull flag pattern. Can this come back and test the downtrend? Sure it can. But will it? I don't know. But we're still long-term bullish on this stock. This stock is just getting started. It broke the downtrend here. We didn't even fire the squeeze off yet on the monthly chart, and we're above the 50 on the RSI, and the stochastics looks good. Volume was good on the breakout. We have high volume. Squeeze good. Let's look at the weekly squeeze. Okay, weekly squeeze had fired off earlier and was going up. Let's see the daily squeeze. Daily squeeze had fired earlier. Okay. Let's see the 1 hour chart. So 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart is pretty much telling us that we're in consolidation right now. So consolidation here. So Cass telling us.
Fuck! I put it on backwards. God damn it.
So here, let's go into the 4 hour chart really quick. 4 hour chart. So 4 hour chart is telling us there's a squeeze forming. So potential squeeze forming. I like the bottoming on this uptrend here. I like that. I like the squeeze forming. Stochastics not ready yet. The RSI not ready yet. Let me see. I think I saw a bullish divergence here somewhere. Let me see if it is here. So a little bullish divergence, not that much. Okay. But stochastics looks good on the lower time frames. It's looking like it wants to pop up. So we're looking at that one for sure. All right. All right. So let's see. Any stock or any commentary anybody wanted to say, or any stock that that you wanted to go over that I haven't went over. I went over AMD already. I went over Tesla already. Let's see here. Let's see.
Can you do MA, please?
MasterCard?
Yep.
MasterCard here. Let's see here.
Can you do Bank of America?
All right, let's see here. So we have MasterCard here. It was in that bullish channel. It lost it. Back tested the breakout on the monthly. Held that breakout. And now it's coming back up. Hit our first target at 379. Okay, now it looks like it wants to come back to that 387 area. Possibly 392 area. Let's see on the lower time frame. Here. That uptrend is holding well. And that uptrend is going to form into a channel. So here we have a bullish channel on MA. We have a nice squeeze on MA as well. Nice squeeze forming. We have DMI green is in control of the trend. So that is telling us that buyers are in control here. RSI, it's a little divergence here. That is something that we're going to have to look at. Keep an eye on the bearish divergence on the RSI, but everything else looks good. So we're going to be watching that squeeze, that potential bearish divergence. But as long as we're ready, holding that uptrend, then we're bullish. So what do we say here? It's 379, bullish above it, bearish below it. Okay, so we're going to be bullish above it. So we're going to stay long above 379. And we're going to be bearish below 379. And if we do get below 379, then we're potentially going to come back to the 20-day. But I don't think that happens. I think that we have a possibility of pushing this higher to at least 386 or 385.50 area. Okay, so that's that on that one. And we have a potential bull flag on the weekly. So that one looks good. That one did good. Okay, let's see here. Go back to daily. All right. So somebody said Disney. Disney. All right, Disney here. So Disney. So Disney was in this channel, and it lost this channel. Okay, it had a downtrend here. Broke out of that downtrend, hit the 20-day, and it stopped right there at that 20-day, and now is touching that 50-day. Now, potentially, what are we going to do here? Well, we have another downtrend forming. We have another downtrend here, right there. We have an uptrend here that we lost. So the uptrend is lost, downtrend is formed. So we go into a lower time frame. So this lower time frame, let's get that pretty good. So we got that downtrending channel. So we have this downtrending channel here. So now what? So now we get our downtrend channel. We say 187. Okay, 187. We're going to say bullish above that. On the hourly chart. Okay. Bullish above. Why are we going to be bullish above 187.33? Because that's going to break the downtrend. Well, in all reality, this 188.30 breaks the downtrend, but the 187.33 breaks the downtrending channel. Once we break that downtrending channel, we should get a nice pop towards that 190 area. Okay. So there's that, and let's see here. We do have We do have some support right here at 185.64. So every time we hit it, we bounce, hit it, we bounce. So essentially, we could have a pop tomorrow on Disney. So if this has, if it breaks above that 186 tomorrow, and especially that 187, if it breaks above those two, we could have a nice big pop on Disney tomorrow. If not, we could have a nice big drop on Disney tomorrow because we have a lot of room to the downside of the channel, the downtrending channel. So Disney looks like it could pop. Let's look at the RSI and see do we have any help from it. And we do. We have a bullish divergence on Disney. We have a bullish divergence as this made a low and this made a lower low, but this is making higher lows. Stochastic says we're bottoming, so potentially we could have a nice pop tomorrow on Disney. So Disney, watch that one for a pop up tomorrow. It looks like it could potentially have a nice day. Going into the 4 hour, same thing. 30-minute, potentially same thing. Okay, Disney looks good. Disney looks good for potential pop tomorrow. All right, let's see here. Okay. Let's see.
Palantir.
What was that?
Palantir.
I don't know what that is. Do you have a ticker symbol?
PLTR.
Marvel.
All right, let me get into NVIDIA real quick. So NVIDIA had this long base. Long base here. And then potentially it's forming this cup now. So here is this cup. It stopped right at this previous high. It did not make a higher high. It did have 272% above average volume today, which was huge volume, but it did not make a higher high. So potentially this can form a nice cup and consolidate and come back towards this uptrend here at 588, 589, consolidate, and then pop up higher to our targets of 262, 260, and 725. So those are our major targets on there, but we have a potential cup, and if it consolidates, it will form a handle towards this uptrend, and then pop up into that 226, 262, then at 725 area. Okay. All right. Let's look at the lower time frames to see if we see any help. Okay. Do we see any help here? Let's see here. So we had a little divergence and then it popped over and now it's holding it. So as long as that holds that tomorrow, it could be good. Okay. All right. We have a potential bull flag on there. On the everything looks good, but that bull flag support could possibly be at 600. 600, actually 597. 597 could be that bull flag support, and then once you do that, set that up, and it could potentially go to 625 and 660. Okay. Okay. Now what was that other stock that somebody said?
PLTR.
Plug.
PLTR. See, PLTR.
They have
PLTR has just been consolidating. PLTR just been consolidating. It popped off this broke this downtrend and then just came back in. Just been going sideways on here for let's see here. This has been a wall and kind of like a consolidation zone here. From this low to these highs, this has just been going sideways. So what do you suggest here? I suggest here that let's look at the R side. Do we have any help? Honestly, no. PLTR, no divergence. It's just kind of same. Stochastics looks good. Let's go to the lower time frame. 4-hour chart. Let's see here. 4-hour chart does have a bullish divergence on it. Does have a bullish divergence on it. It does looks good. But that bullish divergence did break today. So I don't like that. So bullish divergence broke and it went below 50. I don't like that. So I'm not going to be a buyer of this unless it is above that 24 area and that bullish divergence comes back up above this uptrend line. I'm not a fan long of it right now. When that does happen, I would be a better fan of it. But in reality, I would be the biggest fan of this once it's above 29 area. Once above that 29 area, I will be a strong buyer of this stock. Okay.
PCOM,
So, I'm sorry, what was that?
PCOM,
Marvel.
PAYC.
Marvel.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let's go into Marvel real quick. So Marvel. Let's go to a monthly first. So Marvel broke the uptrend on the monthly and is forming a bull flag. So right now it's holding that daily support. Let's go to a weekly chart. So it's holding that daily support and it hit that 50-day, came back in. It's above that 20-day. Let's see here. All right, we have this downtrend potentially. This could form a potential ascending triangle or descending triangle. Potentially, it had a little inverse head and shoulders here. It fired up, but then kind of fizzled down back towards the breakout point of this inverse head and shoulders. So the inverse head and shoulders was the breakout was right here. It broke out, fizzled down, and it came back, and it's holding that breakout here, and it's forming a bull flag. But let's go down to a lower time frame because we still have this downtrend line that is preventing it to advance. So if we do break that downtrend line, it's going to be broken on a huge candle. Do I think it's ready yet? I'm not sure. The monthly doesn't say. The monthly says, I like this long reversal candle here, and that could be followed by a big monthly candle, but I don't see it yet. On the hourly chart, let's see here. Hourly chart, we have a downtrend. We are testing that downtrend on the hourly chart. We do have a squeeze forming on the hourly chart with the momentum up, and we have our DMI. No one's in control on our DMI. On the RSI, we do have a little. Wait, do we? No, we don't. No bullish divergence there. Okay, 4 hour here. Okay, so we could break the downtrend on the 1 hour and 4 hour charts, but that doesn't mean that we're gonna break the downtrend on the daily chart. So we can move up tomorrow on Marvel because it does have a nice reversal candle, but potentially we're gonna have to be a seller at this downtrend unless it is above that downtrend and pushing. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go over VIX, and I think that's all I'm going to do today. I'm trying to save this for an hour, and we are coming up to that hour already. Okay.
PCOM,
So now I said I wasn't going to do any more after VIX. Sorry about that. We're going to have to wait till Wednesday. All right. So VIX, we got a squeeze. Got a squeeze here. We do got a crossover, but the green is trying to come back. We did have a bullish divergence on here last week. We had a bullish divergence here, and it broke to the downside. So that's good. Stochastics is telling us that it does want to reverse, but we're not seeing it yet. We did have a reversal candle here, but this one is just kind of rejected there. So let's go to we still have a bullish divergence on the hourly chart. Let me see. Let me see here. Let's see. Low, 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 high. Let's see here. Low. We got a little divergence. Little divergence, but nothing yet. And Stochastics isn't telling us anything yet. Stochastics isn't telling us we're going to gap up tomorrow. It's telling us that we have a potential to set up for a reversal tomorrow on the 1 hour. And this 4 hour chart here is telling us the, let's see here. Okay, there's a bullish divergence on the 4 hour chart still forming as well. So the daily chart lost its bullish divergence, but the 4 hour and 1 hour charts are still saying that there's a possibility. Okay. All right. So before I end the session, I will go over SPY and QQQs really quick because those are our markets. So let's go over QQQ. Okay. So QQQ. QQQ, inverse head and shoulders fired, pushed up, and we are very similar to where we were on the video. So I don't like the fact that we have such low volume on this push up here. So this low volume is not telling me, not making me confident that it's gonna keep pushing higher and higher. The low volume is telling me that I need to be cautious. I could still be bullish, but I got to be cautious. I mean, today we only had 40% of the average volume that we typically have. That's very low volume. So here, high of 338.19. Okay, form this cup. Okay, come up here. We can go to this 338 again, but it looks like it's having trouble right here. And I think maybe the lower time frames will tell us a little bit more. So here, let's look at this. Okay, so we have this uptrend. So can we consolidate or pull back? Yes, we definitely can. We do have several gap fills down below. So that is a concern there. Okay, 4 hour. Let's see if we have a divergence. So on the QQQs, we potentially do have a divergence here. So that made a high, that made a lower high. This is making a lower high. So here we made a high, higher high, and let's see, did we make a higher high here? No, we made the same high, but then we made a relatively lower high. So that is a concerning there. QQQs concerning to me there that they might be getting tired a little bit. So we need to be watching the consolidation and majority of this uptrend. We need to be watching that. Let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour, you can see that divergence a lot better. So that 1 hour divergence is a lot better. So it's a bearish divergence, right? So making higher highs, making lower highs. So that's telling me relative strength on QQQs is getting weaker. Does that mean that we can't go higher? No, that doesn't, because we could still go higher and make more of a divergence and then pull back. So QQQs, potentially, if we gap up, then you're going to be looking for potential areas of taking profits because if this gap ups, then this bearish divergence is definitely going to be setting up, and we could potentially pull back. So what do we have to do in this kind of scenarios? Considering the fact that we have a squeeze on the 1 hour chart, squeeze on the 4 hour chart, the bearish divergence on the QQQs on the 1 hour chart and the 4 hour chart, we have to hedge up. We have to hedge and make sure if it does gap up, we got to hedge up. If we potentially start to see some selling going on, then what do we have to do? We have to hedge up. Okay, hedge up, take profits, whatever you want to call it. So here is a potential ascending triangle. This ascending triangle, is it going to break up or break down? Whatever it does, we still got to keep in mind of that bearish divergence. Okay, that bearish divergence is key. Why? Because it is at or near an area that is strong resistance. Strong resistance. Why is that strong resistance? Because we hit this area of 338 and then we sold off hard. Okay, now we're hitting that area again. Now, are we going to potentially sell off as hard as we did here? Not necessarily, but are there going to be suppliers here that are going to be selling? Yes, there are. So there's going to be some selling going on at that 338. So that 338 has the potential to pull back and actually fill some of these gaps potentially. But do we know when it's going to happen? No, we don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow or the next day, but it is warning us that, hey, this is potentially going to happen. The 1 hour chart is telling us bearish divergence. The 4 hour chart is telling us bearish divergence as well. All right, let's see if SPY correlates with what the QQQs are telling us. So let's go to SPY. So SPY here looks strong. Okay, it is higher highs, higher highs. Okay, let's see here, 4 hour chart. So 4 hour chart here on SPY. DMI is telling us that, hey, it's tired. 4 hour chart is telling us there is a divergence here. There's a divergence as this one is continuing to go higher. This one is continuing to go higher. This one is continuing to go lower. So that is telling us there's a divergence there. Let's go to the 1 hour. 1 hour chart is also telling us there's a divergence there. Now, what is our target that we said that we wanted on SPY? We said we wanted 410 to 415. 410 to 415, and then it was going to be our sell zone. So first our target was 405, then it was 415. That 410, 415 area was our sell zone. So this bearish divergence, if we do gap up, if we do get to 415, then that is our potential sell zone for SPY. Okay. Does it mean it can't go higher? Sure it can. But what is the charts telling us? DMI is telling us 1 hour chart, it's getting tired. DMI RSI 1 hour chart telling us bearish divergence. 4 hour chart, what's it telling us? DMI getting tired. The RSI on the 4 hour chart, bearish divergence. So what is this telling you? Hedge up, hedge up. Possibility of a pullback is higher than usual in this zone. Now, does it tell you that, we can't go higher? No, we could potentially go higher, but we do also have potential pullback coming. I mean, come on, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 green days in a row. You're going to get a potential pullback. Okay. Volume is low, which I don't like. Volume is low. I told you that about QQQs. Volume is low. Don't like that. And yeah, so RSI on the Qs and the SPYs telling us divergence, and DMI is telling us that we're getting tired. So, all right. Went over all those. Hope you guys felt that as value. I'm going to end the recording here, and we're going to see you guys on Wednesday, and we're going to be doing these on Sundays and Wednesdays.
Steve, can you share the recorded version of this one?